Now we have a case study involving a real life example of, you could call, a tale of the unexpected. Tony, would you like to give us some detail?
Okay, so this is a client of ours that I went to see, and we were talking about leaving his substantial estate to his son. And we talked about some of the risks of divorce and everything. And then we talked about the potential risk of his son going bankrupt. And immediately the client said, this is a real issue because my son has entered into a very high profile court case, which unfortunately he has lost. And the court costs have been awarded against him, and they are in excess of £1 million. And so he is going to go bankrupt because he does not have that. And obviously, my client was very worried that obviously, should he pass away and leave his estate to his son without that being in any protected environment, that would immediately just bypass his son and go straight through in court costs. So it just shows that many a time people don't think that these things can happen to their children, but he was involved in this court case. The costs were found against him, which were very, very significant. And, you know, that money would never have been seen by him if his father had passed away. And obviously we want to protect that. So we've left the estate in trust to the son. So even though his bankruptcy will take a number of years to be discharged, he will still have access to his father's estate should anything happen to him over the coming years. So it's a very useful way of protecting things, and quite an unusual example that we've come across there, Adam.
Thank you.
So Tony, let me ask: does the court have any access to that? Can it be totally ring fenced, so secure, and the court is unable to access the trust?
Yeah, of course. The fact is that the son doesn't own it. It is an asset of the trust. And with discretionary trusts, it has discretion over who it actually can benefit from it. And the son is one of the beneficiaries, but also there are other beneficiaries, being his lineal descendants, his grandchildren, and his children. So it really does provide the best protection for you know, the client going forward. Obviously, you know, dad is still alive at the moment, so you know, if dad goes on and on and on and on, eventually obviously maybe that bankruptcy will be discharged. But up until that time, if anything were to happen, it's much better for it to go into trust than it is for him to actually receive it. Absolutely, of course.
Great example. Thank you, Tony.